Hey everyone, welcome back to my grooming guide. Once weekly videos that explain the basics of modern male grooming to you. And I have my twin brother with me today as a special guest. He is a makeup artist, so today is obviously going to be about man makeup. Now, don't cringe. Man makeup is no longer really a taboo subject, I don't think. All your style greats have admitted to using it. David Beckham himself has admitted to using the basic kind of foundation or whatever it's called to give his face that little bit of a boost on a daily basis. So if he can use it, I'm gonna use it. Tom Ford has like a whole collection of male makeup, doesn't he? Yeah, and you know, if he says it's okay, then it's okay. So I'm gonna do it. So today, obviously, we're gonna be talking about male makeup, and we're gonna do the basics. And I think I'm just gonna kind of cover what I think I struggle with and what I know a lot of guys kind of struggle with in the face department. But do you actually get a lot of men coming in for makeup for themselves?
Yes, absolutely. I've been a makeup artist for seven years now, and within the last maybe 2 or 3 years, a lot of men have been coming in. It's something, again, like you said, it's not really a taboo subject for guys anymore. It's something they want to invest in, just like you're looking for something for under your eyes or something simple like that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, so today we're going to cover the basics, I think. So we're going to go with spot coverage, under eye bag or dark circle coverage, and then kind of overall complexion.
Yeah, oil as well, oily skin.
Yeah, oily skin, which I suffer with. I would say I suffer with that. So yeah, let's get into that right now. Okay, so I'm completely clueless when it comes to makeup. I don't wear makeup. I've never even owned a tinted moisturiser. I've never fake tanned, anything like that. So I think we're gonna see how I get on doing all this myself, just to show you guys how apparently easy it is. So we'll see. Okay, so what area should we start off with?
Okay, we'll start with the face.
Okay, so let's get straight into it. What's this?
This is a primer.
Okay, what's a primer?
A primer, basically, it smooths out the surface of the skin.
Okay.
So anything that's slightly bumpy or things like open pores, this is going to completely smooth out the texture.
So it's like a filler. It's like a poly filler.
Yeah, apart from it doesn't actually fill the pores.
Okay.
It's a barrier between your skin and anything you're going to put on top.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so what do I do?
So you just want to... Oh, where's the mirror? Here. That's right. So you just want to pump maybe a small amount onto the back of the hand.
Okay, it's green. Why is it green?
So some primers do have different colours to them, and it's something overall in makeup called colour correction. Okay. So green is something that actually cancels out redness in the skin. So if you're quite red on the cheeks from the sun damage, or you're quite red around the nose, this is going to cover that. Okay. Not completely, it's going to look natural, but you'll get that more of an even skin tone from it.
I feel like this is a joke that I'm green stuff on my face.
It doesn't stay green.
It
won't change colour, you just won't see it.
Okay, so where should I put this?
Over the whole face.
Over everything.
Be careful around the eye as well.
Okay.
Quite a good thing. You want to start from the middle of the face and bring it out.
Like a wooden moisturiser?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
This?
Correct, yes. And this goes on after any skincare. This is the last thing that goes on your skin.
Okay, so after I've done my basic skincare routine, I then put on moisturiser and then I do this?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, so as weird as the green stuff looked, it obviously hasn't gone on green, and it's kind of covered up. I had a little bit of sun damage there.
Yeah,
from
on this side.
Yeah, and that side. Okay. So I had a little bit of sun damage left over from the weekend. It's covered it up. It's covered up all the redness in the corner of my nose as well. So yeah, that wasn't too difficult, and it was really easy to put on. Okay, so that was a colour correcting primer, and that evens out my skin tone and makes my skin look smoother. That's right, yeah, and that was really easy to apply, so yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. Right, so moving on, if you're like me, you're up at 2 in the morning, watching Netflix, not really sleeping, and you're going to get these dark circles under your eyes, so how do we cover those up?
So we can do that with a concealer.
Okay, now I think I know this one.
Yeah, a lot of people, when they think of concealer, think of something quite thick and something very heavy. That's not the way concealers are anymore. There's very natural concealers you can get. Some concealers, you'll notice, are slightly more water-based, again, than they are cream. So that's exactly what we're going to use as well.
So what does that mean? So a water-based one is better?
Water-based looks more natural. It's not going to clog up on the skin.
Okay.
It's not going to look cakey. It's not going to look like makeup.
So what do I... Okay.
So this one comes with a little sponge tip.
This is not what I thought it would be.
So you have a sponge tip on the end of this one. The best way to keep this natural for under the eyes is to do 2 dots on the outer corner of your eye, and then 1 just in the middle here.
Show me that again.
So 2 dots here, and then 1 here.
Okay, so 1 in here?
Yeah.
And then where?
And then just 2 dots here.
Like here?
Down a bit.
Yeah. And
1
there?
inside of it, yeah.
Right here?
Yeah.
So I've gone here, and then in the corner.
That's right.
What now?
So now you need to use your finger to blend this together.
Okay, so this is like applying eye cream.
Exactly,
basically.
but it's your ring finger, but you're gonna pat all the bits together. And the idea is to kind of concentrate your patting where you've applied the colour. They're the areas where you tend to be a little bit darker on the inside corner and on the outside corner here.
So I've only done one eye with this concealer. Concealer. There's such an obvious difference. I don't know how well it's coming up in camera, but it was a little bit more fiddly to put on. But if you're like me and you're gonna do your under eye cream anyway, this is no different. Like I applied it exactly the same way. That's cool. I'm gonna have that. Thank you. As you can tell from my other videos, I have oily skin. We both have oily skin. We're mixed race, so it comes with the territory, really, doesn't it? But I want to be able to control this, but I don't want to be constantly reapplying makeup during the day. Do you know what I mean? I kind of want a really quick fix. So what are we going to do?
We're going to use blotting paper or blotting tissue.
Yeah. These look used.
I use them every single day. These are the only things where I can quickly, even if I'm on a bus or on a tube, I can just do this. No one knows, and I've done it, and my oil's gone. So these are very handy.
Cool. So this is it. It feels really smooth, almost powdery.
Yeah, some do have clear powder on. The ones with powder can be very good if you have very oily skin,
which is myself. Okay, so I'm gonna use it what way? Anyway?
So this side.
Okay. The powdery
side needs to touch the skin.
Okay,
and you just pat it onto your skin. Start with the areas that are very oily.
So that'll be my T-zone.
Yeah, and you'll start to see it's actually it's kind of embarrassing when you take the paper away. And you can see how clear, the paper goes clear. And that's where it's absorbing all your oil. So you can visually see how much of the tissue you're using.
Okay, so it's definitely taken up some oil. It's horrible.
It's horrible.
It's disgusting. I'm kind of embarrassed to show you. I'm going to show you. Yeah, you really can see that. Yeah, that's disgusting. But that is basic. So that's all my oil?
That's all your oil. You can see, I'm not going to touch it, but you can see these corners. This is where you haven't used the tissue. So this whole area in the middle is where it's absorbing all your oil. And that will be good for a few hours until you have to do that again. Okay, so that was incredibly easy. Okay, so I really like that. I think that this is one of my favourite things out of the whole thing. Yeah, so these are fine to use every day. They're always super cheap, and they always come in very slim packaging, so you can put them in your inside pocket, and they're good to go.
Okay, cool. Okay, so we've covered overall coverage, under eyes, oily skin, spot coverage.
Yes.
Spot coverage. So I'm in my 20s, I still get spots every now and then. And obviously no one wants spots, so how can I quickly and easily and naturally cover these?
So we're actually going to use the same concealer we use under your eyes, we're going to use that on the spots as well, but you don't actually have any spots.
Well, Robert, that's because of my homemade facial scrubs, which you can watch by clicking the link just here.
Wow.
But seriously, I'm having a really, really lucky week. I've had no spots for the first time in quite a long time. So we're going to demonstrate on the bit of redness that I have left on my cheeks here, just to show you guys how to cover.
Yeah. So, just take this again. Yeah, and we're going to use a sponge tip applicator. A tiny bit, 1 or 2 dots, and blend and build as you go.
How do you mean blend and build?
Oh, so by blend and build, I mean tap a little bit, blend it in with your finger. If you need more coverage, do a little bit more, blend.
Same finger as I've used under my eye?
You can use any finger for this, the skin isn't as delicate there.
This one, I feel like that's a good one. Yeah, just like under the eyes, it hasn't completely covered, but it's definitely lightened and toned the redness right down, so it's definitely less obvious. Okay, so there we have the basics of man makeup.
Yes.
So we've used a correcting primer to even out the skin tone.
Right.
We've used a concealer for covering dark circles. And we've used blotting paper for oily skin. And we've used the concealer again to cover any spots or red blemishes you have on your skin.
Yes.
Okay, so that was all, as you can see, really easy to do. If I can do it, you can definitely do it. Okay, so what is your #1 tip for guys out there who want to start adding makeup into their daily routine?
I think the most important thing to do is look for advice. So go into any department store where they have a makeup counter and ask for their help. They do hundreds and hundreds of skin tones a day, so they'll know exactly what to pair you with and what's the most natural as well. I think that's the most important, is to keep it natural.
So if you do have any more questions about makeup, you can actually pop over to Robert's channel, and I'm sure you can just drop him a comment on any of his videos, and he will answer your questions. And of course, the key to good skin is a good skincare routine.
Exactly.
And you can check out mine, I'll put the link in the description box below. But for now, don't forget to subscribe for weekly videos Wednesday and Sunday. Thank you for joining me, Robert.
You're welcome.
And I will see you guys soon.